Welcome to the nice sweet spot where the reviews are on target and tell it like it is, whether it hits the spot or misses the target. Last year around this time, I stepped outside of my comfort zone and started a podcast with my best friend, Nice, Naughty, and 40. In one of our episodes, we actually discussed our bucket list, and I mentioned wanting to start a YouTube channel. So I thought, why not make it a reality on my birthday as a gift to myself, while hopefully helping some of you along the way with my reviews. As you get to know me through my different videos, you'll learn that I love my time, family, fitness, health, technological advancements, anything dealing with graphic design, and cool apps too. For my first video, I decided that it's only right that I start with something, or should I say somewhere, that's lived up to its name and quickly became a second home for me, especially during the pandemic. I love kickboxing, specifically the Jenkintown, Pennsylvania location. For my first video, I decided that it's only right that I start with something, or should I say somewhere, that's lived up to its name and quickly became a second home for me, especially during the pandemic. I love kickboxing. Here we are, let's go inside, see what it's all about. So let's get down to it. Does I love kickboxing hit the target or miss the mark? I want to start with the sweet stuff first. So the sweet stuff, the fulfillments, the benefits of going to I love kickboxing. Well, first, it does what it says it's going to do. You get some kickboxing in the mix, you do a really good warm-up that's definitely going to make you break a sweat. So that's certainly something that's good. If you're looking to lose weight, it can help you with that. If you're looking to tone up, it can help you with that. So that's definitely something that is on target, right? Something else that I love kickboxing can do, which is definitely good, is it meets you where you are. And you can see that I'm not necessarily a big frame. I did join wanting to tone up a little bit, but it helps with all different shapes and sizes. Whether you might be a little bit on the heavier side, or maybe you're really slim and you're just looking to add on a little bit of muscle, right? Also different ages too. I'm still trying to get my mom to join. She has yet to join, but that's something else that's good too. If you haven't guessed from my podcast, Nice, Naughty, and 40, I'm in my 40s, in my early 40s, but there's people who are there who are still in high school, a couple of people. Then there's some people who they've retired from their job. I've encountered some people in their 60s and their 70s, and I love kickboxing. So they meet you where you are in that regard too. If you need to get something modified, they can help you with that. So if you're saying, I don't know about all that kicking and hitting and doing all that stuff on the floor, they can help you with that. So that's something I really like. Something else I would say, I haven't really done the meal plans, but they do offer meal plans if you're needing assistance and you say, I'm working out, but it doesn't seem like my weight's budging or what have you, then they can help you out in terms of meal plans, and they have different challenges that you can do too. One of the challenges that I actually am doing for the month of October is the hollow hold challenge. So those are just more so for fun, where you can do them in studio or you can do them at home. So that's something that's cool to get you engaged as well. Something else that I would say is really good is that there's more than one way you can take the class, right? With the pandemic, a lot of people have been in situations where maybe you don't feel comfortable coming in the studio to take a class. And I know at one point everything was shut down, and I love kickboxing, actually, specifically the Jenkintown. I can't speak on a, the international or national level so much, but just speaking with my studio in particular is that they did offer and still do offer Zoom classes, and those classes run concurrent with the classes that are being held in studio, so you kind of feel like you're there because it's in real time and it's live. And even if you can't do the live ones, they actually posted some on YouTube so you can watch them after the fact. So if you said, I just can't make it during the times that they're available, then you can do the Zoom. If you say, I just can't get in there because I'm coming straight from work, or I got to take my kids to the football game or what have you, or if the situation is that you just have the mood just strikes you that you want to work out at 3 in the morning, I don't know why, but you want to work out at 3 in the morning, then you can actually get one of the videos that's through I Love Kickboxing through YouTube. So that's something that's a nice feature as well. And I've definitely done some of the Zoom ones, like I mentioned. Something else that I think is really good if you're someone who's crunched for time is it's only 50 minutes. And I know that some people promote, oh, you can do a 20-minute workout at home, what have you. But something I will say that is another benefit that I didn't think was going to be when I initially started was you get to interact with other people. And in interacting with other people within that 50 minutes, you get to meet, a lot of people I befriended through I Love Kickboxing, and it's a nice knit community. Like I said, I can't speak for all of the locations, but for the Jenkintown location, there's some really good people there and motivational people there, as well as the instructors as well. Each one has their different niche. So that can be kind of sweet depending on what it is that you're looking for in terms of if you want that extra push or if you want to just hang out in the corner and be left alone. There's certain instructors that I don't know if you want to take their class if you want to be left alone because they're going to push you to work really hard, which I think is a good thing, right? Okay, let's get to the sour. The sour, right? Because it wouldn't be a good review if I didn't tell you what was sweet and what was sour. So some of the sour things that might make you say, I don't know about that. There's no shower, right? But in all honesty, even in going to a regular gym that has showers, I'm not one who likes to take a shower at the gym. I guess I'm just shy like that. I'd rather come home and take a shower. So, but if you're someone who says, I don't mind, I need to take a shower because I'm going straight to work, what have you, unfortunately there are no showers available. And with the showers, one of the issues, as you can see with the bathroom, is that there's 2 bathrooms. There's one for men and one for women, but it's predominantly women who do go to I Love Kickboxing, so that can be sweet and sour depending on what you're looking for, right? But if you're someone who says, I would like there to be more bathrooms, I don't want to have to wait, or I need a shower or something like that, then that could potentially be an issue for you and leave you sour. Something else I would say is the price, right? I don't mind the price so much, and the price actually does vary depending on what type of plan you're going on. Like for me, I opted for unlimited classes so I can go as many times as I want, and what I did in order to actually cut the rate further, and not everybody can do this, but I actually pay my fee outright. So I pay it outright for the fee, for the whole year. So then that way I actually wound up getting a discount on that. But most people do it where it's a monthly payment, and I think it's like 125, 140, somewhere in there. So please don't misquote me on that. You would need to contact them directly because I know that the fee does vary. But they also have where you can just purchase classes. Maybe you say, I only want to do 2 classes a week. I only want to do 1 class a week, or I only want to do, whatever amount. Then you can tell them what you want, so then they can work with you in that way. If you say it's something I want to do, but I don't know if I have the money for that. But even though that might leave some people sour, I always tell people, depending on what you're spending your money on, I'm not really big on certain luxuries that some people might be big on. And that's not saying one way is right or wrong, but I'd rather spend the money on my health if I got to pick between that and like $1,000 pocketbook. So I'm going to spend the money on, going to kickboxing class, and I'll get myself, a little pocketbook that maybe it only costs, like $50 from TJ Maxx and Marshalls. But that's just me, right? But I know price sometimes is, an issue for some people. And not only that, but you do need to pay for parking during the weekday with the exception of Sundays. and the exception of after a certain time of night. And if you're taking a 6 a.m. class, you don't have to worry about it either. But parking is really cheap. If you're from the Philadelphia area, we're not talking Philly prices where you have to put in a quarter and you only get 8 minutes. It's actually like a quarter and you get a half hour, so it's just 50 cents to cover the class time, which is not too bad, right? But even if you don't have the change available, if you are willing to walk a couple blocks, which I do sometimes, if you're willing to walk a couple blocks, then you can easily get rid of having to pay for parking if that's not an issue for you, right? Okay, something else that I would say is kind of sour, but it's just me, right? We might actually put this one in the tart section, but I'm gonna just put it in the sour section, is that when we came back from the pandemic, we actually had just like 17, 18 bags within the studio. Now there's 25 bags, and while it may have been that way early on, I think a lot of people had gotten accustomed to having that extra space. So if you're someone who gets a little claustrophobic, or you feel like, geez, I don't really have enough space to work out, that could potentially be an issue. But like I said, that may not necessarily leave you sour, because there's certain sections in the studio where the bags aren't as packed in. And I always try to find that section where I know I don't feel like I'm on top of somebody working out, right? So that actually brings me to some of the tart things. Like I said, the bag issue, maybe not so sour, possibly tart. And I say tart because to me with tart is not necessarily bad. Like sometimes you want something that's a little tart, right? And it can be good or bad. So with the good, bad depends on your mood. I'm gonna put the music on that one, right? So for me, as long as it has a certain amount of beats per minute, I'm really good with that, because when it's the workout or it's the backgrounds, I'm someone who gets really hype and into it. And not everybody is that way, so that might not be your thing. But sometimes there might be rap music, there might be rock music, there might be pop music, and I listen to all of that. But if you're someone who's like, oh, I just don't like rap music, or I just don't like pop, or I don't like rock, or what have you, I think you can easily get over that. But that could potentially be a hurdle for you. Not to mention that sometimes the music might have some choice language, right? We're all adults, but still someone might be uncomfortable if there's a song that is kind of on the ratchet side, and you might say, I don't know about that. But I feel like sometimes you need that type of music to really get you pumped up and ready, right? Something else that I would say is definitely on the tart side would be kind of a love-hate relationship with some of the instructors. I don't necessarily have it, but when I mean, this review is not just about me, it's about what I observe as well. And there are some FitFam members who they gravitate towards certain instructors over others, and then the reverse of that. But it's this love-hate thing where when they're on the floor sweating, giving it their all, they might be yelling out that they hate the person, but then afterwards they're like, I'm glad you pushed me. So that's certainly something that can be a positive as well. So of course I have to show you a video of what it's like in studio through the warm-up and the actual kickboxing. I mean, it wouldn't be a review without me showing you that. So in taking a look at the warm-up, you'll see that it's not as cardio heavy. And the warm-up routine, it varies from class to class. Sometimes it's a lot of cardio, sometimes it's a lot of leg work, ab work, or sometimes you're on the floor. But it can be intense either way because it's an all-body workout. You see that sweat just dripping down. For me, it's really an accomplishment when that sweat starts dripping, right? And then of course, we gotta get into kickboxing. I love kickboxing. So something that I do to just keep myself motivated, as well as the FitFam members, is I often put together a video montage of the different rounds. And there's 8 rounds, and then we have a bonus round, and then we got a finisher round. So yeah, take a look at it and let me know what enjoyed my first video at the nice sweet spot. I really enjoy doing reviews and not, like I said, not just helping myself out, but helping out other people as well. So just in case you decide to join I Love Kickboxing Jenkintown or another location and this was helpful, let me know. Or if there's another review you would like me to do, let me know that too. But in the meantime, make sure to subscribe and I'll see you next time. Take care.